Man, AI is evolving so fast, it's almost impossible to keep up, right? We hear about incredible new models like Gemini, and our first question is always, okay, what new features does it have? But what if the real question, the more important one is, what can it make us do? Today, we're going to dig into how the new mind of AI is really forcing us to evolve our own.
And this quote, it just perfectly captures the feeling, doesn't it? There's this absolutely massive wave of AI advancement heading right for us. And the core idea here isn't to brace for impact, but to actually learn how to surf it. The excitement is totally real, but, so is the challenge that comes right along with it.
And yeah, that really is the central question for us today. While we're all sitting here amazed by what these new AI models can do, the more pressing question is, how do we need to change? How do we need to evolve our own thinking to actually keep up and, truly partner with these things? Are we even ready for what's coming next?
So what is the big deal with this new wave of AI? Well, it's not just about a longer list of features. It's about something way deeper, a capability called analogical reasoning. Basically, it's the ability to see abstract connections between totally different concepts. But to really team up with that kind of thinking, we first have to fix a huge problem and how we even talk to it.
Okay, to get our heads around this, we first have to talk about a certain way of thinking. Let's call it visual thinking. Now, this isn't just about pictures. It's about building these complex, multi-dimensional models of ideas right inside your mind. Think of it like a 3D blueprint that you can spin around, zoom in on, and look at from any angle you want. Now, here's the puzzle. How in the world do you get that entire, complex blueprint out of your head and into the mind of an AI?
And right here, this is where we run into the big problem. We have these rich, vibrant, interconnected thoughts, but to tell them to an AI, we have to squeeze them through the incredibly tiny filter of language. It's kind of like trying to describe a whole symphony by just humming one single note. A lot gets lost.
Imagine that incredible 3D blueprint in your head. To write a prompt, you have to flatten it. You have to break it down into a one-dimensional sequential string of words. You're literally taking this beautiful, complex sphere and trying to describe it as just one long line. All that depth, all those connections, gone.
We're always told that simpler is better. That's the whole idea behind Occam's razor. But the argument here is that when we talk to AI, we're totally misusing that principle. We're not just simplifying, we're chopping away the very details, the essential complexity that might hold the key to a real breakthrough.
And this slide lays out the whole kind of crazy process. Step 1, we have this rich, multidimensional idea in our head. Step 2, we flatten it, we squish it down into a simple text prompt. Step 3, the AI takes our flat text and has to painstakingly rebuild its own multidimensional model to understand it. But then, and this is the real kicker, in step 4, it has to flatten its own complex answer back into flat text for us. So information gets lost on the way in and on the way out. It is just an astonishingly inefficient way to have a conversation.
So all of this leads to a massive question, right? What if the real genius, the key to that next big idea, is actually hiding in all the stuff we're forced to throw away? What if we could communicate the shape of our ideas, the relationships, the connections, not just a flat string of words? Now, let's be real for a second. Thinking in these complex structures is hard. It takes way more mental energy than just typing out a simple question. But what if that's actually the whole point? This is where we kind of have to flip our whole mindset.
There's this great framework from the psychologist Daniel Kahneman that helps explain this. He talks about 2 systems of thinking. System 1 is your gut reaction. It's fast, it's easy, it loves shortcuts. System 2, well, that's the hard stuff. It's slow, it's deliberate, it takes real effort. By choosing to engage with AI on this deeper structural level, we're forcing ourselves out of that easy System 1 mode and into the much more rewarding System 2. We're overcoming what Kahneman called intellectual laziness.
Think of it like a Zen koan, one of those riddles that doesn't really have a simple answer. Like, what is the sound of one hand clapping? The whole point of the koan isn't to get the right answer. The point is how your mind grows and changes while you wrestle with the question. The struggle is the point. And maybe engaging with AI on this deeper level is our modern-day koan.
So what does this do? It completely changes our relationship with AI. We stop treating it like some kind of vending machine for answers. Instead, we start learning how to find the answers with it, inside the dialogue itself. It becomes a partner, a sparring partner even. And the whole process becomes this incredible training ground for our own intuition. This brings us to our final and, honestly, most mind-bending idea.
If we're going to interact with these massive, high-dimensional thought structures in an AI, we need a new way to even sense them. We basically have to learn how to feel the shape of these ideas. Okay, to get this, we need to grab a concept from cognitive science called the body schema. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It's your brain's secret unconscious map of your body in space. It's how you can close your eyes and still touch your nose. It's that built-in feeling of where all your parts are without having to look. So for most of us, most of the time, that map ends right at our skin. We feel where our hands and feet are, and that's kind of the boundary of our physical self. Simple enough, right? But here's where it gets really, really cool. Our brains can do something amazing with this map. Think about when you're driving a car. A really good driver doesn't just see the car, right? They feel the car. They have an instinct for whether they can squeeze through a tight space. That's the body schema in action. Your brain literally extends its map to include the machine. The corners of the car in a cognitive sense become the corners of you.
And just to be clear, this isn't some sci-fi fantasy. This is a real, documented, high-level thing our brains already do. We learn to wrap our awareness around complex tools to make them part of our sense of self. So the crucial point is, we already know how to do this. And all of that, leaves us with this one kind of profound final thought. If our brains can extend our sense of self to feel the physical shape of a car, can we train them to develop a new kind of intuition, a cognitive schema to feel the shape and structure of an AI's vast, non-physical mind? What would it be like to not just prompt an AI, but to truly think with it? That's the real challenge and the incredible opportunity of this new wave.